is the third story today. Most humans, intelligent ones, go through a phase when they are completely anti-spiritualism. Many come out of it when wisdom arrives. They see the value in the spiritual thinking for many reasons, for the health, for the good of society and all that. Today's story is about a king, Veena, who, in spite of a beautiful name, turns out to be a ruler who is obsessed with his power and wealth, and he rules not by virtue or by wisdom, but by will. Whenever that happens, apparently in history as well as in our mythology, the land responds negatively. In other words, agriculture fails, rivers dry out, animals behave unfriendly, and humanity suffers. Whenever that happens, luckily also a remedy surfaces in the horizon. Seeing Venus problems and how it is actually affecting humanity, to save humanity, the sages come together and create a king. The king's name is Prithu. So Prithu is actually not born, he is invoked. He is created from nothing by the sages. And he is sort of an archetype of righteous leadership. When Prithu assumes the throne and tries to restore order, he discovered a painful truth. Even with a perfect king, supposedly like him, the world remained barren. Bhuma Devi had withdrawn her bounty out of fear. But she appears as a cow. Remember, the cow is, Kamadhenu is the symbol of nourishment. But she appears as a cow and refusing to provide anything. Prithu, not knowing that this cow is Bhuma Devi, he chases the cow. He chases her all over across the skies, not as a tyrant or a hunter, but as a protector demanding food for his people. He wants to just capture the cow and beg her to provide nourishment. Bhuma Devi, finally, in the form of that cow, stops and she says, explaining why she withheld the abundance like this. Vasudeva bhaktanam lokanam cha hitaya me rakshanartam maya gopta dhanam dashta prajna khila. The meaning of this is, for the welfare of devotees of Vasudeva and for the good of all people, I have withheld my wealth, for it would perish if delivered into the hands of reckless rulers. She is essentially conveying that she is not sure Prithu is not unlike the previous king, King Veena, who was a tyrant. And that is how nature behaves. It withholds until governance becomes worthy. So Prithu lowered his bow, not because he was wrong, but because she was right. Bhagavatam portrays what happens next, not as agricultural reform, but as a sacred negotiation between ruler and planet. Prithu promises responsibility. He promises stewardship. Earth promises then abundance, but only to the wise. And then comes the metaphor that defines the episode. So Prithu milks the earth's cow, and from each one of the udders, it provides milk that exactly nourishes what they need. For instance, sages receive wisdom from that milk. Farmers receive grain from the same milk. Animals receive grass. Kings receive the law. Even demons receive what suited them. So nature provides differently depending on the nature of the seeker. So Prithu did not extract prosperity. He created conditions where prosperity could safely return. This has scientific parallels too. Ecologists have a term, ecosystem re-permitting, the process by which damaged ecosystems, for instance, resume productivity only after harmful conditions are removed. We are going through that right now, global warming and all that. Prithu does exactly this. He repairs governance. Earth reopens her resources. The myth becomes an ecological treatise. This tale of Prithu and the cow is rarely told when Bhagavatam is discussed, but it fits really well for today's world. Mother Earth withdraws when it is abused. That's clearly depicted in this story. And power must begin with listening to the nature. In this case, in the story, Bhuma Devi is a symbol. The cow is a symbol of nature speaking to us. You can chase the cow. You can try all sorts of things to get something out of this earth when we have abused it. But it'll be elusive. The cow will keep running away. But eventually, the cow may have the heart to stop and tell you what needs to be done. And that is when we have to have the heart to listen. That is the moral of today's story. And it fits really well for today's global warming and climate change and all that we are dealing with right now. It is, if the Mother Earth cries, we better listen.